Hello, my name is Guinevere and I'm here to make a post-mortem of sorts of Ludum Dare 58. Ludum Dare, or Ludum Dare, the English pronunciation, is a jam, kind of competition that allows to and brings people to make video games in 2 days, in 48 hours. They release a theme by Friday and you have up to the end of the Sunday to make a video game using that theme. The theme is very broad, so generally one word in this very edition was collector. So you have to make a game that is a collector of some sorts, a garbage collector, a collector of souls, a collector of coins, some kind of collector. And you have to make everything from art, sound and code entirely in this 2-day sprint. And because I don't have my computer that I usually work with here in Brazil, I only have a notebook that I'm not familiar with and Windows, etc. I decided to, let's give it a shot and try to make a video game using Guinevere, only Guinevere as the main technology. No sound, I was not worried about sound. And how it went, mixed bag. I decided to make a video game implementation of a board game called Toy Battle, and it's a 2-player back and forth, like area control, and what it took me too much of my work was to develop the artificial intelligence of the game. The AI needed to such a game was not that complicated. I know all the tools needed, but for a 2-day competition, a 2-day sprint, it was too much endeavor and it took me too much of time to develop. The game is really fun. If you play the board game, it's really fun, really simple to explain, really simple to play, but the developing from scratch, and it didn't give me time to properly flesh out the interface, and I abandoned the sound altogether, so there's no sound. That's good, but the interface was lacking because it took me too much of the time. So we can take a look at the code. For everyone that is super fan in the fan club, will get the source code of this game, so you can study how I did it using Guinevere. And let's check out the source code and the game itself. Let's do it. So here we are in the project. As you can see, the project is divided in 2 projects, in fact. One is the core mechanics and one dedicated to UI and presentation. The core mechanics I split it because eventually it could be reused in another game or another interaction. So eventually using Turian, not only Guinevere in the future, so I said we split it. Let's explore it. So as I said, the first and most complicated thing is AI. Many of them are just like enums and basics and basic code, but some AI opponent is not that complicated. But creating the whole Monte Carlo tree search for this opponent was really difficult because it has a lot of rules, and debugging and iterating was time consuming, so it demanded a lot. So it's almost 600 lines of code, and each node another 600 lines of code, so more than 1,000, almost 2,000 lines of code dedicated just for UI, for AI. So that's why the game lacked so many features in the presentation department. The game state, the core mechanic, 2 players, their map, what the phase are, the turn, occupation, which bases are occupied, the game result. So some of them are just, like I said, enums to control the player if he's human or not, the rec, which the players, the soldiers that has in possession. Then there's the map. Big chunk of the game is about a map and how to deploy. I'm going to make the presentation of the game in a second. Just presenting some game structure. Game factory essentially is a way to, so all the map and all the configuration of each map are created here. I created a map factory. So the game features 5 maps and all are created here. And some extra functions. So here's the core and the soldier and the collector dot game. That's the presentation per se. That's where we use Guinevere. The class was too big, so I split it, creating a partial class, each one deciding and dealing with a specific part of it. So that's the core with the main objects that we needed. Some of them like the screens, so the main menu, new game menu, load game menu, map selection, credits, etc. Then the map visualization, how to render the whole map. So enemy stronghold, collected, some of the legacy code. I changed the theme at the end, so it's not that difficult to change the theme, but some things got messy and kind of mixed in the middle. So let's present the game just to show you how the game is .NET Run. So let's run it again. The software was capturing. My notebook is very old, so capturing takes a lot of processing power from it. So let's do a single adventure. There are several maps. I'm going to present just a little bit each map. For example, the first one, I'm going to return it later. There's a second one. All are kind of symmetric until the last one. Each one there requires a lot of expertise, and there are some catches for each of the maps. So let's start on the first map. So the core game loop is to either deploy some of the toys that you have here with the number 3, 7, and 2. I don't know if you can read it because the contrast is not that hard, it's not that big. So either deploy in the field or get more toys to your hand, to your collection. You can deploy only if it's you can connect back to your base. Your base is here in bluish and your enemy is the orange. So I'm going to deploy the 7 in this base. The guy deployed the number 5, and number 5 has a special ability. He destroys one of the players in my hand, so it basically destroyed the number 1 that I had here. So I left with only one
only one soldier left, only one toy left. I'm going to deploy this one here. So either we can reach the other player's base, or by conquering all these areas, we claim this, for example, this one, we claim this one card that it was spread in the neighborhood. This area of 5 bases, like your base, this one, this. If I conquer all of them, I claim 3 cards here. If I claim all these 4 bases, I claim these 2. And for this map, whoever claims 8 also can be the victor. So either conquering the player's base or claiming the cards. So I'm going to get more cards, a 7 and a 2. 7 is the most powerful card. He's starting to deploy to the left. I'm going to deploy 7 here. And 2 number, no, I'm going to grab more. A 2. Oh, the number 3, my 7 here disappeared, because the number 3 you can explode, you can discard one of the players, one of the soldiers' toys that are adjacent to your base that you're just deployed. So deploy a 3, so basically eliminated my 7 there. I'm going to deploy number 2, and number 2, there's a special ability that's over the top here in an extra play. So I'm going to deploy a 2 here, and automatically I can get a number 3 over here, or number 5, sorry, and reduce the number of cards that the player has, my opponent. Number 0 is the only card out. Another rule: I can place another soldier over the enemy soldiers as long as the number is bigger than the enemy. So I need a soldier 4 or more to conquer this area, except number 0. 0 is like a joker, is like a special card that can be placed in any card. Oh, you can see that I claim this area over here. I gain 1 point from the 8 total. I already claimed, even the computer reclaiming this base over here. I've already claimed this area once, so this card is already mine and will be ever mine. The same for this area now that I just claimed, and it's going to be, so it's 2-0 this game. More cards. Oh, damn it. I claim another one, so I'm 4 points right now. If I claim a total in 8 or reach the enemy's base, I win the game. So I'm going to try to reach the enemy's base. As I said, the AI is a little bit deficient, and it was the most difficult part of this game. So I'm going to win the game. Whoa, the cards collected. I captured the enemy headquarters. So by the end, I was 4 points. All 4 were here. And the enemy player got 0. And that's it. There's based in Toy Battle by Paolo Mori, was the original board game that was inspired on, and a build using the framework Guinevere. Only Guinevere. That's why there's no sound at all. and that's the game. Back to the code. That's all of the drawings of the soldiers, all of the menus and the screens that we see, the game logic. The whole basic game logic is dealt here. The scores, how to keep the scores, if the turn is from the AI or the human, etc. I hope you like it. If you want to play the game, I'm going to put in the description below the link to you play the game, and if you like it, to rank it in a thumbs up. Okay? For everyone, and just remember, for those that are super fans of the fan club, in sponsoring the channel, the source code and everything, including the PDFs with the original rules, are going to be available for them. For everyone, peace.